It's festivities night. Really? Alright, you're now on video there, McGuire. Anyways, night's July 4th. Today is July 4th, as you can see. And it's the All-Star show on DJ Aaron Radio's channel. If you missed out on this, you missed out on a lot of entertainment. But anyways, it's not the point. I'll probably edit this, I don't know, next month or whatever. That's how I usually get down to these things. But, see, my family decided that we're going to go out and get some dinner out tonight. Normally, we've got 2 cars. Normally, we just take one. But we decided to take 2 today. So my mother used that as an opportunity to go shopping to various places. Well, just so happens that everybody's favorite store that you go to pop tags happens to be along the route. And I made the mistake of checking to see if it was open. It was. And I came home with something. It's a Sony. You can probably tell it's a compact disc, 5-disc CD changer. And it works. I tested it. It seems to play. We're going to find out together whether or not it actually does work. The thing is built like a freaking tank. And there you can see how much I paid for it. Probably entirely too much, but there you go. It's actually fairly decent. This is aluminum. The front, actually, I think this might be metal too. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just the top that's anodized aluminum or something like that. It's got a line output on the back and the slot for the power cord. It did power on, and it did actually play a CD. This is your place for storing the power cord. They tied the power cord this time, actually. Usually what they do is they wrap one of those little, I don't want to call it a zip tie, but it's one of those zip tie. Actually, yeah, I think it's a zip tie. It's a zip tie-like thing, anyways. I think I've got one on the floor somewhere that I can show you. Well, yeah, my floor is trying to prove to be that I'm a liar. Alright. So, let's go ahead and untie this cable and plug it in and test it out. I'm going to hook it up to some speakers. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm going to have to test it, though, I'm certainly going to test it before I put the damn thing into my setup, because if it doesn't work, I ain't going to have any of this. Alright. Plug it in. See what happens. That's not on. It's actually got a hardware power switch on the front, as you can see there. Here you can see the display. It's going to make an attempt to search through all of those, but there's no CDs in it. There wasn't any CDs in it there. There actually were CDs scattered about where all the electronics were, so I was able to test the thing. Let's see. It's going to make an attempt to play all these, and it's not going to find any. As you can see there. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. We're going to get a test CD, and we will see what happens. Alright, this is a mixed CD. I don't care what happens to that. Got it hooked into this, which is actually going to be unplugged if this works out. Let's see what happens. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hit the wrong button. Alright, so let's change that back where it should be, and close it. Alright. Should detect the CD. You can see the total play time. Hit play. Watch what happens. It's playing. It works. Here's the fast forward function. There's the rewind. You can skip back. I guess I can only skip back that one track. It seems awfully slow, but it's probably the way it was designed to work. Hit the pause button, that works. Skip works. Let's try skipping a bunch of tracks in. I don't know how many tracks are on this CD. Well, I guess there's 21. Oh, 22. Alright, so that works. So now let's try it. Number 2. Make sure that this one works. I'll get out a couple of mixed CDs and try this out in a second, but I can't imagine it wouldn't work. Works just fine. Test number 3. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm a doofus. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to go get a whole bunch of CDs and I'm going to populate this thing and we'll try it out. Alright, I've populated the whole thing. Just throw it in there. And we'll see what happens. Alright, 21 tracks. Hit play on that. Sounds like it's more Billy Talent, if I had to guess. Most of these CDs have got, you know, a single artist on them. Alright, so I think that's pretty suitable. Go over to this one. I'm gonna hit the stop button on that. Let's see, we got 19 tracks, 68 minutes. We'll hit play on it. Go through a couple of tracks here.
Do you have the time?
That seems to work. Go to disc 3. Might have a bit of a problem with disc number 3, but it seems to have sorted itself out. There are a couple of other functions that I can control here. I'd imagine I need to have the remote, although I might even have the remote for this. Actually, I'm curious about that. Let's see if I can find it. Hang on. That kind of bombed. I've got it here. It's a remote control. This actually goes to a home theater receiver, if I didn't mention it already. And I put fresh batteries in it. Actually, it doesn't even look like it's emitting infrared. I might need to do some work on this because the terminals are kind of corroded, so I'm probably going to have to... Looks like there was some, yeah, there was a junky battery in here at one point. It appears to have ejected material all over that. I might need to doctor that. So I'm going to do that right now, and we'll come back, and hopefully it will be in a much better state. Well, that's better. It emits IR. So let's see what happens. All that it took for me was, you know, getting a... Oops. Just when you thought this video could get any worse, that happens. It works. I don't know if there's a pause button. Doesn't look like it, so I'm going to just have to hit stop. But skip works. Let's see if it decides it's going to try and play that. Doesn't look like it. I'd have to hit the play button. I wonder if volume works. Let's try playing something. Doesn't look like it. I think it's a fixed output. Alright then. So we figured out that much. The CD portion actually does work on the CD player. That's cool. Alright then. So this is a pretty universal remote control, after I fixed it, of course, if it can work with all that stuff. This is the model number, in case you're wondering. Focus, please. Well, of course, it could probably help if I could hold either of these two things still. Alright, so I don't think that's bad for, you know, 15 bucks. Works perfectly fine. I'm gonna close this. It had to be open while I'm trying to do this. Seems that it's fine. Now the big deal is going to be trying to get this into that and replace this, because I've got no real way of hooking it into the audio chain. Because the way that the audio chain works is it's totally linear. I'd have to connect it to that, and that has got a history of not accepting stereo inputs. And unfortunately, I cannot... There's no line in on this, so I can't reverse it. It's just not going to work. Oh well, I guess I could probably figure something out. Or maybe I could do it like the old days, where if I want to have input from that, I can just, you know, To heck with it. I'm probably gonna just try it. So let's see what happens when I try this out. There's gonna be a pain trying to get all this stuff out of the way so I can put this on top of that. But it's gotta be done because I gotta clean this up here out. And it looks like it's now 9 o'clock. I don't know what that has to do with this video, but alright, I figure I should finish this off. It's not the most ideal setup. This probably isn't the most ideal video either. It's not exactly turned out the way that I would like, mostly because last night I was kind of tired. I think I mentioned it, but I can't remember. I've slept since then. But anyways, here it is, and it's set up. It's a Sony. You can't see that, so we focus on it. There you go. And while it's not the way that I wanted it to be, I will need to unplug this and plug it in there when I want to use it, because for whatever stupid reason, this thing does not seem to have a stereo microphone input. So, well, first of all, the first problem is I can't use the line output because, well, it's line output, it won't work. And the second problem is that that thing seemingly is monophonic, so that's not going to work out the way that it's supposed to. But the unit works in its position. I've tested it, I've set the level where it needs to be, and I am looking forward to using it in the first broadcast. Hopefully that won't be too long from now. Actually, it won't. It's in a couple days. But there you go. There's your Sony CDP-C305 compact disc changer, 5-disc, in the setup, and hopefully it will. Should also mention it's got a vacuum fluorescent display. That shows, this button actually shows, in fact, let me get a disc. So we're gonna eject this. I'm gonna go grab a disc. Let's just take this one, because I'm using this one for a bit. Actually, I want one that I can open with one hand. This is not easy, let me tell you. Just take this, put that in there. And we'll demonstrate a couple of these features. Alright, so you can see the time appears. Eventually it'll disappear. Like that, but if you want to see the total time, you can just press that. I'm going to play the first song here, and I'm going to actually turn it on repeat. We'll let it start playing. I don't know how long this song is. Alright, here we go. So what it should do, as it reaches the end of the song, is it should repeat that song. Oh, I guess it repeats the entire disc. Alright, so as you just saw, the repeat function has some issues. I'm not sure if it's because it doesn't work, or if it's just the CD. I don't plan on using repeat, so I don't really care. So there's your program. And then it should be that when we go through this, it stops. I don't know if it's going to work if I fast forward through it. That's longer than I thought it would be. Play. I'll just knock that over. Probably not a good thing to have on here anyway. So it's about 5 minutes long. So you can figure this one out. A lot of trial and error in this video, that's for sure. Probably not the most exciting thing in the world, but I know how much you guys like to see more videos about more subjects, so here you go. Let's see what happens. It might play track 8 because I screwed that up. So let's see what it does. I didn't really think this track would be that long. Doing this without having audio because I don't feel like hooking up the audio. People are trying to sleep, even though it's 10 o'clock right now. Well, this really is longer than I thought it would be. I think it's the longest song on this CD. Let's still going. I wonder if there's something wrong with this CD. I should have grabbed my, I should have actually probably grabbed... Oh, there it goes. I wonder if it's playing the program. Or if I screwed it up by doing something stupid. Alright, let's see. How long is this? No, I think it's not playing the program. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Continue, and it'll play from all discs. Try playing the program. If I hit skip, it should go to the next track. But it doesn't. Alright. That's encouraging. Trial and error, folks. It really is interesting. So if I skip through this, it should not play the next track. It doesn't. So there you go. It's because I screwed up with the program the first time. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. Well, obviously, I can't leave well enough alone. It also means beware, there's a painful pun coming. I tried not to make it. That's obviously not going to work. It's just so funny. It also means that I can't eat my dirty laundry. Oh crap, the battery's about to run out in this camcorder. I'm going to get shot in the comments for making such a bad joke, but I changed the setup again. You see, I moved the speakers over there and moved the stereo here. I just swapped the two things around because it made things easier. Probably going to get this cut off short, unfortunately, but that's alright. I don't really care. This is only an add-on. Because this was wiggling around while it was on the speaker, so I didn't trust it. So I pulled all of this back out and put it all back in this way. The good news is...
You're fired! And I don't even own a TV!
I can actually still use this if I really wanted to. I could plug this in and hook it up. Not that I ever will do that because it's a piece of crap, but I might use it to test some things. Or, I mean, if for whatever stupid reason I decide that I want... I'm going to have to get another headphone adapter, but if I want the tape player, which doesn't work properly, but if I want that, I can have that. So that's definitely good news. And it is on that note that I think I'm going to stop this. So thank you indeed for watching, finally. And if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And CDP-C305 finally signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.